Thank you very much, Tony. Let's send the message strong and loud to the Ontario government to make the government awake. We are starving! We are starving! We are starving! Back to work! Right now! Back to work! Right now! Back to work! Right now! Thank you very much, friends. And now we have another friend from Ontario Parliament, that is Jim Wilson, who is going to raise our question in the question hour in a couple of minutes. So I request Jim Wilson from Simcoe-Grey riding to be with us.
Thank you, and welcome to Queen's Park today. And as a member of the opposition, it's always a good day to see so many people gathered out front at Queen's Park. I was the one that a week ago today introduced the private members bill to order the parties back to work, so that driving instructors could get back to work, so that students could get to work and to their classes, and so that truck drivers could upgrade their licenses to get jobs. You know, this is absolutely the wrong time for the McGuinty government to allow a strike to go on for almost 16 weeks now. Over 400,000 jobs have been lost in our economy in the last year and a half, and many, many jobs are being lost every day in your sector for no good reason at all, other than the McGuinty government so far refuses to listen to your concerns. As Tony pointed out at the press conference we just had inside the Legislative Building, that perhaps the government doesn't understand that you're being laid off, that people are being inconvenienced, that new Canadians are not able to get a license, that new immigrants are not able to get a license for jobs they were promised when they came to this country. Maybe the government doesn't understand it, and maybe they don't. But in my 19 years here at Queen's Park, the strangest thing happened when I introduced that legislation last Monday. Almost all of the NDP except one, and all of the Liberals that day abstained from voting on first reading, and I have never seen that before. Tim Hudak and the PC caucus, not to be political, but we just think it's ridiculous that the government isn't all back to work legislation is political, believe me, that the government isn't listening at a time when we need jobs, and we don't need to be losing jobs. And I did that not because I was taking any sides in the issue, but the week before that we had a constituency week, and I represent Wasaga Beach and Collingwood and Alliston area, mostly rural area, and I'd never had so many emails and students and driving instructors come into my office that week and say, why aren't you as legislators doing anything about this? If this was a TTC strike or something else that was inconveniencing the public to such an extent, you would have done something by now. So I introduced the bill, and my colleague Frank Cleese then on Thursday of last week asked for unanimous consent in the legislature to pass that bill quickly, and we were denied that. So in a few minutes I will also ask on behalf of our party and legislators that care whether the Premier will, as you're saying today, immediately order the parties back to work, whether adopting my bill or bringing in a government bill. I don't care. You deserve better treatment from your government, and that's what we're striving to bring you today. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. And now